attorney at law, yes?
Attorney at law or some lower level lawyer. But in the practice, they don't pay for this lawyer, they don't support, the state doesn't support this lawyer. We had a case when with Mrs. Katarzyna Nowak, who couldn't be here today, and maybe you're going to speak about her a bit later. We went to the appeal court and we tried to join this court as a NGO, because of the Polish law we can join the cases in civil cases, but also in criminal cases, and this is a civil case, and we try to go to this case. And she didn't have a lawyer, so the judge stopped the process, and we had to find her a lawyer. So this is introduction and obligatory legal assistance, but they don't provide it. So this is works like that. The third one, introduction possibility to apply for a cassation complaint by the Prosecutor General, the Ombudsman of Children, and the Ombudsman, so the representative. And so this is connected with the fourth point, cancellation, the Article 577 from the Polish Civil Code, and I'm going to speak about it in a second. So this is because they said that this is some special cases with the family, with the child. So we must introduce a new, a higher institution that the general prosecutor can make this cassation complaint after the Court of Appeal say how is it with the child. But in practice, how it is? In practice, we have been on this case with Mrs. Katarzyna Nowak. She has also a case with Italy to the appeal court. And when we tried to be accepted by the court to this case, we were sending our status and so on. And the judge was reading our status that we were helping the Polish abroad. And the judge said, why are you want to join this case? You are helping Polish people abroad. And this child is in Poland. And we're saying, no, excuse me, but the child was taken by the police and the curator,
the people who are, I don't know the word, the people who are by law, maybe you know the word, they are meant to take care of the child, and they are specialized in that, and they report to the court what is the situation, actual situation of the child. How do we call them?
Anyway,
child services.
Court child services, basically. Yeah. So. Okay. So she said that the child is here, so we shouldn't be in this case. And we said that no, the child was taken a month ago. And this is the knowledge and how the judges know those cases, yeah. And they cancel the Article 577 that it was used on the first level on these cases, and even if the court could change its judgment when it was when the child or the person good could be violated. So there took a really good instrument on the level of the process of the case, and when the case is finished, and after the case is finished on the appeal court, they have 2 weeks, I think, to take the child, not to go down, to go to the rest, 2 weeks. So after this appeal court case is closed, of course it's legal binded, then we have 2 weeks, and the police is coming, taking the child from the school when the mother is not knowing, of course. It's traumatic. Of course, it's traumatic for the child and for the mother taking. And we are going after a month to the court, and the court is saying, the judge is saying, why are you going to this case? The child is here. No, it's not. It's a month ago. It was taken to Italy. Okay, so speaking up, the fifth, the ministry can cooperate. The Ministry of Justice can cooperate with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Consular Service. We joined a case in Italy, in Rovigo, close to Bologna and Venice, with Mrs. Katarzyna Nowak. And when we didn't, Mrs. Aldona also had a case in Rovigo, in Italy. Yes, in Venezia.
No, Verona.
Verona. But there are others in Italy, and when they were asking the consulars to help to join these cases, they were not so keen to do it. When the foundation was joining it, there were some consular help. The consular came. This is the cooperation they can, inform each other. Maybe it's a good thing because sometimes the ministry didn't know about those cases, and so this exchange of information is quite good. And the second, introducing the possibility of cooperation between Minister of Justice and police in the case of determining the location of the child. Of course, this is the second, the other part, when the mother, when the case is closed and the mother or the father is hiding the child. Yes, but Mrs. Alexandra Kondracka, who's had her own experience coming to ministry, and
I will tell you later on. I had 2 visits with our Ministry of Justice. I have my comments regarding the so-called improvement of the law. Yes, I have went through the Brussels, through the Convention of the Civil Aspects of the Child Abduction, through the European Warrant of Arrest, and everything was based actually on the open case of my divorce that was opened before in Poland. So there are a lot of violations that I will speak later on.
But I'm only mentioning it because Mrs. Alexandra Kondracka had experience with going to the ministry, and she experienced the cooperation with the ministry and police, but she's going to say about it later. The last one is defining the rules that the application would go to the Ministry of Justice. So it wasn't clear before. So I would like to focus on one institution, the cassation appeal, how it's working, because we know that in 2018 was 11 cases that were accepted. So 5 applications went to the Prosecutor General. I don't know how it was to the Ombudsman. Maybe the representative of the Ombudsman have some information if any this kind of cassation appeal went in.
Unfortunately, I haven't got this kind of information because I'm from National Preventive Mechanism. So we've got totally different departments in our office. So you have to ask the proper department about this.
So maybe the 6th other went to the Ombudsman and the Ombudsman for Children, but maybe they weren't. So it's to check. And this one cassation complaint was 5, and this is I think one case that we are working with is Mrs. Katarzyna Nowak, and this complaint was after the regional prosecutor make this complaint. So because of some intertemporary issues regarding this new law shouldn't be applied to this specific person, but not all. Okay, so one application was dropped and 3 are pending. So this is how it's working. Okay, so generally we have 3 recommendations. Generally. Going back, this is the picture from Mrs. Alexandra Kondracka, the first one on the above. It's I don't know if it's good, if it's okay. No, it's black on the print. But if you can give us business cards, we can send you the original color presentation that is could be seen better. And this is the case when she was. The friends wanted to have her as a European arrest warrant, and the lower picture is when we were in Rovigo. And on the left is the general consular of the secondary general consular of Poland in the northern Italy. And so our recommendation is generally to those countries that we said in the beginning to change their criminal codes according to the Article 8 of the European Convention for Protection of Human Rights and Fundamental Freedoms, and then criminalize the so-called parental child abduction, and change the law that they punish only parents that they have limited parental rights. This is our general recommendation to adjust to the international public law and the human rights. And the second recommendation would be, this is the picture. This is the picture from the last Friday. Mother called us to join the case, and we joined the Court of Appeal. She had a case with US. She had a case with US. She was married to a Polish man in New York, all Polish. They grew up, and she came to Poland, and the case was started from the Polish living in New York. So, very generally, we were accepted to the case, and we asked, because we read all the material, that the child wasn't even asked about their opinion, and we have a convention of child rights. This is a convention in 1978, I think, that was introduced by Poland. Was created a Polish attorney, Polish lawyer, scholar. We accepted it in 1991 because of the communist times and so on. But this is Polish idea to have this convention, and the Polish courts are not using this convention. They're not using the Article 10. They're not using the Article 12 and 13, mostly 10. So they don't give a word to the child because they are saying, no, it's going to be too stressful for the child to speak. But